everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop. So park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, and the subscribe button. Also, if you check the link below, you will see a Patreon account. If you click it, you become a member. All you have to do is click it. You can recommend movies, music, and trailers for me to react to. And with that being said, we are here today with a review of a season of a TV show that you should watch. Damn it, because it's good. Now this show, let me get my notes out real quick. This show is called Dead to Me. It's produced by Will Ferrell, so you know it's gonna be funny. It also is also directed by Liz Fieldman, who worked on the Ellen DeGeneres show. She has a lot of comedic background in writing for comedy shows and things like that, but her comedic background basically shines through in this show. And it stars Christina Applegate, who we know as Kelly Bundy from Married with Children. She is a person on the show named Jen, her name is Jen. She is a realtor, and she recently lost her husband because he was struck by a car. Then we have Linda C., who is in the show. Her name is Judy. We may know her from Curse of La Llorona. She also she was also Heather in Good Burger, and also she was Velma in Scooby-Doo. Now, a quick synopsis of the show is basically Jen, who was Christina Applegate's character, her husband recently was killed by a hit-and-run driver, and she's trying to discover who this person is that did it, right? And then we are introduced to Linda Cardellini's character, Judy, who's like this happy-go-lucky, funny person, and like she's just so loving and caring and forgiving, and she's just so damn nice, right? She's this nice character, and we're introduced to her, and she basically ends up by fate or by some sort of fabrication or creation. She ends up becoming friends with Jen. Now, Christina Applegate's character is so freaking moody and bitchy and mean, but it goes with her. It honestly feels like Kelly Bundy grew up and we're just watching a TV show about her. Now, or that's what my wife says, but I completely agree with that. So, freaking this show is so damn funny. The chemistry between Applegate and Linda is so freaking fantastic, dude. It makes for like comedic genius. Now, Jen has two sons, a little boy and a teenage son, and they're both little douches. But you're watching it and you're like, man, dude, her kids are douches. But you eventually get the idea, like a lot of the things that they picked up, they kind of picked it up from her. She also has a mother-in-law who doesn't give two shits about her, and Judy basically has nobody. She works at a convalescent home, and she's an art teacher, and everybody loves her, and she gets along real well with the elderly residents. And she basically kind of stays there because she's kind of a drifter. But she's going through her own thing with her ex fiance or lover or boyfriend or however you want to call it. She's going through things with that you will be experiencing in that show. So I'm going to try to keep it as light as possible for season 1. And in season 2, I'll be a little bit more detailed in my review, because if you want to watch the show, which I highly recommend you do, I don't want to give you anything that can possibly spoil it. But just know that the chemistry between these two is freaking hilarious, and they make such a great pair. Every episode is freaking funny. It's heartwarming. You care about these characters and you just want more. Like we honestly stayed up late watching this show and just vibing out with these characters and just like getting to know them. And I am so happy that Liz directed this and she got a chance to do this, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, she actually got a couple of offers from Netflix to do a couple of other shows. So that's amazing. That's great that she's getting more opportunities to do it, because she knocked it out of the park with the show. Also, my wife was telling me that Christina Applegate was going through personal issues in her life in regards to breast cancer and things like that. And she found a way to implement those things into this show in a very tasteful manner, and basically make this character kind of like, in a way, have qualities of herself. And that shines through so well. Christina does such a good job at making people care and feel how she feels during this show. So that's all I'm going to leave you about season 1. It's a hell of a ride. It's magnificent. It's only 10 episodes. They're about 30 minutes a piece each. It's really, really good. It's good. I recommend it. Trust me, you should watch it. Now, moving on to season 2. If you have not seen season 1, then get the hell out of here because this ain't for you. Now, bruh, after season 1, we are left to find out that... Now I can start spoiling it. All right, so... Since I'm moving on to season 2, I can talk a little bit about, in more detail, how I felt about season 1. In season 1, dude, it was so freaking crazy how this chick, Judy, befriended the freaking wife of the man that she killed, and the whole damn plot was trying to get rid of the evidence and throw everybody off the trail. But Judy's such a kind and loving person that you just knew that eventually she would buckle and just tell everything. You just knew it was coming. I knew it was coming from day one. I was like, this motherfucker's gonna snitch. She gonna tell on herself. She's gonna rat. I know it. And I was just waiting for her to do it. And eventually she did it. Because, you know, guilt, pressure, all of that good stuff. So I was honestly surprised that they went that route. I really thought they were going to try to milk it for as long as they could. But them doing that towards the end of the season was a brilliant idea, right? And for them to find out that the dude, Steve, I think, walks up, starts talking all that shit to Jen, and she got a pistol, you end the season on a hell of a cliffhanger with this man floating in her pool with blood coming out. Freaking I had to make sure my mic was on. Magnificent, dude. That shit was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, did that really just happen? Did she really just shoot this dude? I need another season. So I was so glad when I found out that season 2 was already out, because all we had to do was just wait for that Netflix dun-dun and then just push next. We in that thing. So we started season 2, and season 2, in my opinion, it flips the perspective. All right? Season 1 focused on Judy trying to ask Jen for forgiveness. And then this season, it flips. Jen's now trying to show Judy that she's an authentic, great person and she cares. And it makes for such a great show. And honestly, when I got to the end of the season, I was just like, damn, like, kind of wanted to end after this season. The way that they had it going and it was all smooth and shit, I was like, yeah, just low-key, just end the season. End the season right now. Just do it. It'll be perfect. It'll be a freaking masterpiece and we'll be done with it. But they was like, nah, player, we got one more season in store for you. So the way that this season ends is like, damn, bro, it's like deja vu all over again. And honestly, it's like a bit of freaking, like, it's like irony. What happens at the freaking finale of the season is it's so ironic that something that you've been sitting here preaching about or trying to prevent ends up happening to you. It's like the craziest thing ever, right? And season 2 was freaking amazing. It was a hell of a ride. The whole time I'm sitting there questioning, how are they going to get away with this? If they're going to get away with this. The whole time I'm sitting there like, are the kids going to ruin this? How are the neighbors going to react? How is this just going to pan out? And the season 2 was done just as well as season 1. It flowed well. It's freaking hilarious. And then the comedic jokes of this show, shout out to my wife because she wanted me to point this out, are freaking gold. The jokes about things like Venmo and how Jen is so out of touch with the modern age, it's freaking priceless. And I mean, you kind of see it when she tries to, like, you know, chat or whatever in the first season and then finds out that her husband was cheating because, you know, she gets on the game and she's like, oh, where have you been, you know? So you figure out that, but you can tell by that aspect that she's kind of out of touch, right? She doesn't know what she's doing. She's just trying to figure out, like, how to make the gears turn. So that Venmo joke was freaking priceless and hilarious, by the way. Shout outs to that Venmo joke. But you have to give Christina credit for the way that she does it, because she basically fed into it and made it seem like legit. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, you know, like Christina's attitude in the show is what makes this damn show. Her like so like when you watch this show and it's just like, have you ever just Christina Applegate, Jen is a lot of people's spirit animal. A lot of people want to say some of the shit that she says, and they just don't say it because they don't want to come off as rude. Jen don't give a fuck about none of that. She's saying whatever the fuck she feels, whether it's PC or not, whether it's liked or accepted or not. She don't give a damn. She's saying whatever the hell she want to say. And then sometimes that shit gets her into trouble. Half of the time it gets her into trouble, but she don't even care about none of that because it's Jen we talking about here. So look, season 2 is freaking amazing. It's just as good as season 1. I was afraid that they were going to freaking run out of material to go on, but after season 2 just rocked it just like that, and the way that it ended on that cliffhanger, come on, man. Now I'm all in for season 3. I am in for season 3, and this is the final season. I know it's going to be sad for everybody to part ways and do their own things, and I hope that Christina and Linda can find some more work together because their freaking chemistry is amazing. They would make a freaking funny buddy cop movie, hands down. And I'm just waiting. I'm just ready to see season 3 already. Let me know if you guys have seen this show and if it's interesting to you, because it was interesting to me. Let me know in the comment section down below whether you liked it or you didn't like it, or it's not something that you're interested in. Whatever the case may be, let me know in the comment section below. With that being said, this is Dave from the 80s, and you are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. I hope you guys have a magnificent day or night. Adios.